the AFC teams have been knocked out now from the World Cup, with Australia going out early on. Japan has been defeated by Croatia as well, and Brazil have managed to get a comfortable win against South Korea as well. So in the first match, Japan versus Croatia, which went into penalties, Japan looked very inexperienced and underconfident going into the penalties, where they did in a match where they got the first goal in the 43rd minute, with Maeda scoring that goal, but the equalizer soon came in the start of the second half in the 55th minute by Perisic. In the second half, Croatia dominated that game, showed their class. I think they just came out with a different kind of energy to get that equalizer and also dominate the game. Gonda, the goalkeeper for Japan, had to make a couple of good saves to keep Japan in the game. Same with Livakovic for Croatia, but the game went into extra time where none of the teams could manage to score. Luka Modric had come off, Perisic had come off, Petkovic as well. So they, when going into the penalties, they did not have their more experienced players on the pitch. So it did feel like maybe Japan still had a chance, but they just looked very inexperienced. And unfortunately, Japan, after a very good tournament so far and a good performance against Croatia as well, have not managed to go through to the quarterfinals. And yet again, they're out in the round of 16, and they've not been able to go past round of 16 even in the previous appearances that Japan has made in the World Cup. Croatia managing to go through, Livakovic making some 3 brilliant penalty saves. Of course, credit to Livakovic, but I do feel that Japan could have done better in those penalties. It was the penalties just did not have the angle or the power. Completely disappointing in terms of penalties when Japan scored. So that makes Croatia go through to the quarterfinals yet again. Remember, they were the finalists of 2018 World Cup, and now they've managed to go through in the quarterfinals. As for the game between Brazil and South Korea, Brazil managed to get a comfortable win of 4-1 against South Korea, where right from the start, Brazil, Neymar was back in the starting lineup. There were a lot of questions. Of course, before the match, there was an announcement that he's fit to play and fit to be available for selection. But Tite decided to start with Neymar. I wasn't surprised, because if he's fit for selection, then you would want your best 11 to be on the pitch in a knockout match. So it wasn't surprising for me to see Neymar in the starting 11. But what was surprising was that he played 80 minutes, right, coming right off a big ankle injury. But he did manage to get on the score sheet. His first goal of this World Cup, Richarlison scored as well. Vinicius got an assist and a goal. Paqueta as well getting on the score sheet. So 4 different goal scorers for Brazil, but they looked very comfortable. Although in the second half, and all these 4 goals were scored in the first half, in the second half, South Korea did manage to get 1 goal back, where it was Pak who came on as the substitute, scored a brilliant shot that was taken, and he could score past Alisson. Although I do feel there was a little bit of deflection from Silva in that shot. But other than that, even in the second goal, I think where the third goal that Richarlison scored, that assist was provided by Silva, and Paqueta Marquinhos was also involved in that build-up right outside the penalty area of South Korea. So there were surprises. How were both the centre backs of Brazil present there in that goal? But that's how the game went. It was very comfortable, especially in the first half for Brazil. South Korea showed some fight in the second half, but it just wasn't enough. It was just a Brazil show on the field. Son did not have a great game. There were some brilliant saves made by Alisson. 2 important saves, one that denied Son as well. and Allison eventually was substituted, and the third choice goalkeeper Weverton was brought onto the pitch in the 80th minute. So with that, of course, Dani Alves had also made his way, and Martinelli as well got a few minutes. But with that, with those substitutions, all 26 players of this Brazilian squad have now been able to play in this World Cup. So every player has got a chance to perform, and I think that's the biggest, that just shows the depth of this Brazilian squad. So South Korea as well is now out of this World Cup. So all the Asian teams or the AFC teams are just couldn't manage to go past round of 16 now. Tomorrow we have an African team playing against Spain, Morocco playing Spain, and then at 12:30 we'll have Portugal versus Switzerland.